All right, today we're jumping into Genesis chapter 21. And let me tell you, this chapter is a real roller coaster. It's all about these huge, dramatic contrasts. We're talking incredible highs, followed by some really devastating lows, all happening one right after the other.
So you have to ask yourself, right? What happens when a miracle is immediately followed by a crisis? I mean, that's exactly what this story digs into. It's this incredible whiplash from pure joy to deep, deep sorrow. And then somehow, a path from this ugly family fight to a major, future-shaping agreement.
Okay, so where does it all start? It kicks off with something that, honestly, just shouldn't be possible. We're talking about a promise from God finally coming true, a promise made decades ago to a couple who were way, way past the age of having kids. Just let that number sink in for a second. 100. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was finally born. I mean, this isn't just a surprise baby. This is a flat-out miracle, something they've been waiting for forever, and it happens at the exact time God said it would.
And Sarah's reaction? Ugh, it's just pure, unfiltered joy and maybe a little disbelief. She says, God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. It's so powerful that they actually name their son Isaac, which literally means he laughs. His very name becomes a reminder of this incredible, joyous moment. But you know, that happy laughter, it doesn't last long. In fact, it gets replaced by a totally different kind of laughter, a much darker kind. And it all goes down at the big party they're throwing for Isaac, which should be a celebration, turns into the backdrop for a really, really painful family showdown.
So this is the moment everything flips. During the feast, Sarah looks over and sees Ishmael. That's Abraham's older son from his wife's servant, Hagar, and he's mocking little Isaac. Now for Sarah, this isn't just kids being kids. No way. She sees it as a direct threat to Isaac's inheritance, to his future. All of a sudden, that sound of laughter feels dangerous.
And Sarah's response is immediate and harsh. She goes to Abraham and says, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son." Just like that. She's demanding he throw out Hagar and his own son, Ishmael. The line in the sand is drawn, and Abraham is stuck with this absolutely impossible choice.
And you can just feel how much this tears Abraham apart. The text is really clear. The matter distressed Abraham greatly. This isn't just a logistical problem for him. It's deeply personally painful. I mean, this is his child we're talking about. Right in the middle of all this family drama, God steps in, and the instruction is kind of complex. First, he tells Abraham, listen to your wife. He confirms that yes, the chosen line, the covenant, will go through Isaac. But then comes this hugely important second part. God reassures him that Ishmael isn't going to be forgotten. He says, I'll take care of him too. He's your son, and I'm going to make him into a great nation. So, Abraham does what God tells him. And it's brutal. He gets up early in the morning, gives Hagar some food and a single container of water, and just sends them away into the wilderness. And just like that, their fight to survive begins.
And out there, alone in the unforgiving desert of Beersheba, reality hits them like a ton of bricks. That little bit of water, it's gone. They run out. And in the desert, when the water is gone, well, you're at the end. They are facing certain death.
I mean, can you even imagine her despair? Hagar is so sure that her son is about to die that she puts him under a bush and walks away. She sits down, sobbing, because she just can't bring herself to watch her own child die. It's just the absolute lowest point. And right there, when all hope is gone, the rescue begins. It happens in these distinct steps. First, the text says God hears the boy crying. Then, an angel calls out to Hagar from heaven, telling her not to be afraid. And then, this is the amazing part, God opens her eyes and she sees a well of water. It wasn't that he magically made a well appear, it was there the whole time. The answer to her problem was right in front of her, but she was so lost in her grief, she couldn't see it. Okay, so the story takes a sharp turn here and brings us back to Abraham. And it's funny, right? Hagar and Ishmael's story of survival just hinged on finding a well. And now Abraham is about to face his own challenge. And guess what? It's also about a well. But for him, it's about securing his place, his resources, his future. So this local ruler, a guy named Abimelek, he sees that Abraham is clearly blessed by God and he wants to make a pact. He comes to Abraham to make a treaty. But Abraham's like, hold on a second. Before we agree to anything, we need to talk about my well. Your guys just came and took it. And you have to remember, in the desert, water rights aren't a small thing. They're everything.
Control the water, you control life.
So, they hammer out a deal. Abimelek wants Abraham to swear he'll be a peaceful neighbor. Abraham's fine with that, but he insists that his ownership of the well be legally recognized. And to make it official, he sets aside 7 lambs. This isn't him buying the well, it's proof. It's a public witness that says, I dug this well. Abimelek accepts the lambs, and boom, the deal is done. The treaty is sealed.
And this whole event, this formal agreement, is actually how the place gets its name, Beersheba. It literally means well of the 7, or well of the oath. The name itself becomes a permanent record of Abraham's claim, locking in his right to that crucial water source through a sworn oath.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What does all this mean? We've gone from this incredibly intense family drama all the way to a diplomatic treaty. What's the point? What's actually being built here?
Well, what this chapter does is basically set the stage for the future for everyone. Isaac's line, it's established as the main one. Ishmael's future, it's also guaranteed by God. He will survive and become a nation. And Abraham, he goes from just being a wanderer to someone with real legal standing in the land. He's using these formal agreements, these covenants, to build a stable future.
So in the end, what does this story really show us? It seems to say that a legacy isn't just about waiting for miracles to happen. It's forged in the messy, painful reality of conflict, and it's secured by the deliberate act of making promises and treaties. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Maybe it's that mix of crisis and covenant, the painful and the practical, that's required to build something that truly lasts.